Committee members, Eddie Bernanke on behalf of the National Electrical Contractors Association. I'll keep this short as I know we have another time today to make comments, but I want to address one of the misrepresentations that the C46 experts laid out to you, and that in regards to this being a rigged situation, that the staff and the CSLB has not done their job properly in engaging on this topic. We have had multiple committee meetings to discuss this issue. The board has had a board meeting to discuss this topic specifically. The staff did extensive outreach to industry experts. They brought in experts from the C10 industry and the C46 industry to sit with staff and answer questions and direct them on how the industry works. I know that for a fact because I sat through one of those meetings. There was a lot of conversation. They've outreached to many of the state agencies that are impacted by whatever decision this board moves on. But to tell this committee that this is a rigged system and try to get that on tape to use it at a later date is completely inappropriate and is not true, and I just want to make sure that was on the record. Thank you.
Good afternoon, staff. My name is Bob Ward. I'm the business manager for IBEW Local 340 here in Sacramento. I've been a state certified electrician over 15 years, and I've been an electrician for over 24 years now. I actually kind of wanted to change my narrative of what I came up here to discuss. There's been a lot of discussion here about plug and play. I wanted to express what the intent of plug and play is and what the reality is. There's a lot of plug and play applications where batteries plug into inverters. The interconnection into an electrical panel, an electrical device, is not plug and play. When you have to drill a hole into a UL listed cabinet, run wiring, run pipe, run it across the live bus bar, there is nothing plug and play about that. That is every installation. So to say that it's plug and play and anybody off the street can do it without any classification is completely, it's a scary proposition. So just here to speak that this work should be done by C10s. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Tara Hammond. I am with Sullivan Solar Power and we are CALSA members. Since 2017, we have been selling energy storage and proudly are one of the top developers of energy storage residential in the country. And we only use state certified electricians for both our solar and our storage. Earlier timelines were asked. Energy storage really is in its infancy. SolarEdge, one of the most popular storage-compatible inverters, their representative told me that we are one of the few companies who's actually figured out how to properly sell it in the SDG&E market. And I bring this up because as more companies start selling storage, I believe there's a big safety risk, and that's where I'm really concerned. As an environmentalist, my biggest fear is that a C46 contractor will have an accident, a fire, an explosion that could be a tragedy for the workers, the property owner, as well as emergency responders. Now, a couple of years ago, we helped Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez create the Solar Consumer Protection Bill, and now the CSLB is tasked with actually tracking the complaints about solar companies because there are a lot of solar companies engaging in unethical tactics just to get a sale. And this was a bill we supported as well as CALSA. And my fear is that those companies who will lie to get a sale are not going to be the ones properly training. I believe there are great companies in this room who will do that training, but not every solar company will. And those will be the ones that, if an accident happens, and people will be scared. Just like Samsung, people were scared of their batteries and those phones. I'm scared for the future of California's energy, clean energy future. So I would side with option one. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. What do you do again?
Oh,
you sell batteries?
I'm our Director of Community Development at Sullivan Solar Power. We do residential and commercial solar in Southern California.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Good morning, Board. My name is Celine Lawrence, Director of Government Affairs for Sullivan Solar Power. We are also a council member. We were founded in 2004, and at that time, there was about 24 solar companies in San Diego and only a couple hundred PV systems interconnected to the grid. And just in the past few years, energy storage, the new piece of that, has really proliferated. So I would agree with my colleague that this new component of solar is still in its infancy, and we want to see a viable future for all of us here in this room, and that includes safety. If there is an accident, it will put us all at risk, the industry at risk, workers, et cetera. So as a leader in installing energy storage, we have installed the second most LG Chem batteries in the nation, even though we only have a Southern California footprint. And we employ certified electricians to do the work. Our experience in the deployment of batteries at this scale is that it is significantly more complex than solar and much more dangerous. The two are different altogether electrically. Battery installation involves complex circuitry, wiring, electrical assessments, and calculations. In addition, homes vary in terms of their age, wiring, breakers, and utility service capacity and connections. Without a certified electrician who has the skills to fully assess and adapt the installation to each home's electrical system, the installation process poses a serious safety threat. We would never consider installing a residential energy storage system without a certified electrician on the job. To protect public safety, Sullivan Solar Power recommends without any reservation requiring a C10 license for all energy storage installations paired with PV solar. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Taylor Markwith, and I'm here on behalf of Sullivan Solar Power. As you heard from the first presenter this morning, just because a solar company can install solar panels well, the same experience is not automatically applied to energy storage. They are completely different from an electrical standpoint and in terms of their potential harm. The level of danger is dramatically increased when installing energy storage. While solar energy produces a flow of electricity, battery storage holds a large and potentially dangerous supply of electrical power that is capable of great harm. Think arc blasts, electrocution, thermal runaway, and the release of toxic gases. These are real and extremely serious threats that should not be downplayed today. I know you've heard that C46 contractors license exams have a few battery-related questions, which allegedly then qualify the contractor to safely install residential or other types of battery storage. As a solar contractor, we know that claim is misleading, untrue, and hazardous. Everyone in the contracting business knows that it is the workers who perform the installation, not the contractor or business owner. Those who continue to talk about the contractor's license test are trying to confuse the issues and hide the facts.
Hi, my name is Matt Stoutenberg. I am a licensed electrician, a C10 and a C46. I've been in the electrical industry for 32 years. I am an employer. I do traditional non-solar electrical work as well as solar and storage projects. We've completed over 7,000 residential solar projects throughout the state of California. And I am a C10 and a C46 license holder that does interviews of people. And I find that the people in this room are passionate, regardless of the side of the equation that they're on. They're the most skilled people in the equation. Those aren't the people that are really doing all the work. This is a very, very small fraction of people that are doing the work. And having watched the solar industry go through massive changes in the last 15 years, I'm sure there are more massive changes to come. The solar industry is littered with a zero barrier of entry, from door knocking, telemarketing, sales, in-home presentations, design, engineering, to the install. We're talking about C10 versus C46. The install side of it has no standards. We're talking about standards here. And it's the same as having my 15-year-old daughter tell me that she's been driving my car safely for 4 years with no accidents, so I should just let her to keep doing it without a license, right? I interview people on a regular basis, and I can tell you the people that worked for Solar City and Sunrun, and they've done solar work, they think of themselves as electricians now. No lie. They'll interview and they'll say they're an electrician, and it doesn't take long because I provide tests before they fail quickly. So some of these people are probably highly skilled at what they do. I'm not taking it away from the yellow shirts, so to speak. but there will be a major safety problem with the inrush of labor coming to the gold rush of the solar and storage industry. They're not the people in this room. That's who we need to protect standards with. My vote is to ask you guys to go with option 1 and raise the standards and keep California gold.
Hi, my name is Chris Tillery. I'm a California state certified journeyman electrician. I'm also an electrical instructor here in Sacramento area. Among AC and DC systems, I do teach solar and energy storage systems as well as NEC code. As you know, battery storage issues been considered by the CSLB at a number of the board meetings. During those meetings, we've heard numerous claims by the C46 contractors, including assertions that C10 contractors and certified electricians do little solar or battery work and know little about DC. C46 representatives have claimed that C46 contractors should be permitted to install and maintain battery energy storage when paired with PV because they are the DC power experts who have done so much PV and battery energy storage that they do it the best. Additionally, they've claimed that only a few C10 contractors did PV or energy storage work, and that generally C10 contractors did not work with or understand DC power. One C46 representative summed their story by indicating that C46s were the DC people and C10s are the AC people. These are completely false claims. The truth is C10 contractors and the state certified electricians who work for them have so much training, experience, and expertise in DC power that such a comparison is completely upside down. I would say anyone that says C10 contractors and electricians do not know or work with DC power clearly knows nothing about the electrical industry. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes, still morning. My name's Yvonne della Pay, and I'm the Executive Director of the California Firefighter Joint Apprenticeship Committee. I also sit on the California Apprenticeship Council representing both building trades and firefighter trades. I'm here on behalf of our sponsor, the California Professional Firefighters, and their president, Brian Rice. The California Professional Firefighters represents over 30,000 career firefighting and emergency medical service personnel. And I too echo Chief Cherry's remarks that he made this morning. As battery storage systems become more prevalent in California communities, it's a matter of public interest and firefighter safety that licensed C10 contractors and electricians perform that work. Many fires are caused by electrical problems that often are the result of faulty installation and improper maintenance. Battery energy storage systems are especially sensitive to these issues and can be very hazardous to firefighters and California residents. Fires involving battery energy storage systems can burn at extreme heat, can react violently with water, and can reignite even after being exhausted. Firefighters put their lives on the line every day to protect the people and property. Anything our state can do to reduce the cause of fires and save lives. With these issues in mind, the California Professional Firefighters encourages the board to make it clear that only licensed C10 contractors and electricians install, maintain battery storage systems. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Gretchen Newsome. I'm here speaking on behalf of the California State Association of Electrical Workers and our tens of thousands of skilled and trained electricians. We are proud to have signed the group comment letter previously submitted to the board, but I did bring you a copy. We are saving trees today. With more than 140 organizations. That included joining us, the California Professional Firefighters, California State Firefighters Association, the Congress of California Seniors, the County Building Officials Association of California, the Building Safety Alliance, and the California Business Properties Association. All 140 organizations urging the board to clarify the regulations around battery storage installation to ensure that above all else, that safety of the public is protected. An excerpt. If not installed and maintained correctly by highly qualified and licensed C10 electrical contractors, battery energy storage systems pose unique fire, electrical, public safety risks to installers, consumers, utility workers, and emergency personnel. A PV energy system is a very different technology than a battery energy storage system. A battery transforms electrical energy to chemical energy and back into electricity. For that reason, CSLB regulations specifically require a C10 license to, quote, install, erect, or connect any electrical wires, fixtures, appliances, raceways, conduits, solar voltaic cells, or any part thereof which generate, transmit, transform, or utilize electrical energy in any form or for any purpose. The 140 organizations that signed this letter made it clear that the C10 licensed electrical contractors can do battery storage work safely because they must employ highly trained electricians who have been certified by the state of California, while C46 contractors do not. The letter concludes by asking the board to adhere to the mission of CSLB, to protect public safety and consumers by ensuring battery energy storage systems are installed by only specialty contractors who hold a valid C10 electrical contractor's license. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Janine Cotter. I am a C46 qualifier for Luminol. We were co-founded Luminol back in 2004. In 2007 in San Francisco, then Mayor Gavin Newsome spearheaded, along with the Board of Supervisors, David Hochschild, who was then the SFPUC Chair Commissioner, and Phil Ting, who is the Assemblyman, who's now an Assemblyman but was then the Assessor, Go Solar SF, which had a workforce development component that required that folks that have barriers to employment be incorporated into this new nascent industry. In connection with that, now 10 years later, we have people who came through those training organizations, through those community-based organizations that are trained, that have been doing solar and storage for nearly a decade. I submit to you that the testimony today shows that we don't have enough information yet to really make a decision that impacts the ability of my colleagues to do their work. Right now, there is a shortage of skilled labor, period. Every contractor that's out there will tell you there are not enough people that are skilled to do the work. I have colleagues that are skilled to do that work, and they have been doing that work safely. And I'm asking you to please really consider how your ruling could really transform an industry in a way that people won't be able to get in and do qualified work. We need to be having trained people. We need to have people doing quality work, and I'm not arguing that we don't need standards. What I am saying is that please consider the impacts, and please wait to make a decision until you have sufficient facts. Thank you.
I'm Don Osborne with Spectrum Energy Development, Inc. I have over 40 years of experience in the solar industry. I'm the former superintendent for renewable resources for SMUD. So I've operated on both the utility side and on the industry side. We are a C10 licensed company. We strongly urge you to adopt option 4, which is based on your own record, really the only choice that could be made. There's been no indication that there is a problem that this type of draconian solution is required for. You have an industry based on these people here who have been doing highly qualified, highly effective, highly safe work for 40 years. This is a solution that's being proposed that is trying to restrict unfairly and without cause the development of this industry. It's no surprise to me that the investor-owned utilities and the IBEW have joined forces on this. That's been happening for quite a few years, and it should come as no surprise to anybody. So I would ask you to look at your record, look at the facts, and keep this industry moving along as it needs to be. Thank you very much.
So we're coming up on noon, and there's going to be a 1-hour recess for lunch. So doesn't matter where the line's at, just remember where you're at. We're going to break at noon, and we're going to reconvene. So you've got about 9 minutes. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Gary Gerber. I'm a California licensed contractor, 326203 licensed, 42 years in solar. I'm one of those C46s that's been doing this for 40 years. So I can actually speak with experience about what it takes to install batteries. I would say this, when we first started installing batteries, it was dangerous. I mean, we were dealing with live wire and wiring up even 48 volts. The amount of current that can run through those batteries was huge. We're in a completely different world right now with batteries. They're sealed, they're completely safe. From, as has been talked about, you can drop a wrench across the terminals and nothing happens. That wasn't true when we started. We have 70 employees. As a C46, we train them all. If a certified electrician walks in and says, hey, I want to work for you, we'll welcome that certified electrician and we will train them because they will not know. I will almost guarantee you, they will not know what we know, what our team knows, what they need to know about installing solar and storage. We train that. We get our training from the manufacturers. You've had manufacturers come in and talk to you. They provide the training. The license test and the certification test does not guarantee that the person knows really anything about dealing with batteries. So that's up to the contractor, whether you're a C10 or a C46. A C46, I welcome the C10s. We all need to be installing solar. We do not need to be restricting this industry. We need to be growing it. Thank you.
My name is Martin Hertzfeld. I'm an Interstate Renewable Energy Certified Master Trainer. I'm one of the 3 Master Trainers here in California. I'm a UL Certified PV Installer, which has been endorsed by the IBEW as well. I'm a C46, C7, D31, D56. I'm the adjunct professor at a college, and I drove here today and with my license, so I'm going to be restricted on the way back. That doesn't seem right. As far as the fire code, there was an intervening code cycle, and in that intervening code cycle, all contractors should follow the code. So there was a change to the I codes, and so for 2019, there's going to be additional changes for energy storage systems, and making the correction there, it's 70630A, which is for the voltage limitations there as well. So changes, there's been limits and restrictions in voltage, and there's been limits and restrictions in size as well, and all that was done in 2018. So again, there should be no reason to, all contractors should follow the code. All of them should follow the code. I am also qualified to the California Evidence Code, Section 720, and I'm sure that there could be evidence as well that would say that I'm sure there have been instances where there have been C10 electrical contractors that have made connections at the point of interconnection, not following 705.12, which has caused a fire, and not only causing a fire in a 1- and 2-family dwelling, and then doing those coincident. So there is evidence there as well. Finally, we should not let greed overshadow a logical outcome. I vote for 1. I mean, not 1.
Good morning. I think it's great that you guys can pay attention for as long as you have. My name's Glenn Harris. I've been in the industry for more than 20 years and have been involved in hundreds and hundreds of megawatts of projects, residential, commercial, and utility. And I'm neither a C46 or a C10. I would classify myself nowadays as a solar businessman. And what I think I hear from both sides of this crowd is the other side doesn't know enough. And when I hear that, my direct experience as a young guy working with the off-grid folks well prior to there being grid-connected solar was that everybody has to learn all the way through, and nobody ever knows everything. So I looked at your options, and I'm new to your debate here, but I thought you probably need to add another option to your 4 that you have. And the 5th one I would recommend is that each of the groups who are complaining that the other group doesn't know enough get to learn what the other group knows. And that would imply that there would have to be some amount of time, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, where the licenses would be updated to recommend what the other group thinks the other group ought to know. Because I can tell you, we do not want to reduce the amount of people working in solar right now. I think when some of us started, maybe there was 1,000 people working in solar in the United States. Now we're up to 250,000. And we have a lot of work to do. So restricting the work by a category, a license, a battery, PV, hydro, wind, I don't think that's the right tact. Thank you.
Thank you. We are in recess until 1 o'clock. Please clear the room.